So now that the secret's out, how does that change where you position yourself and how you defend?
It's the same. I'm gonna stay on my man, and our guards do a great job of just guarding their man anyway. I only come there when I feel like they need help. And I leave it up to them. And I'm kind of there for insurance. I'm something like State Farm.
Do you got a signature move then if you're going to be a State Farm guy? What would your alter ego be if you were a State Farm guy?
Shot blocking agent.
All right, we're here for part 2. Let's talk about Hassan Whiteside, the big looming presence in the room. He had 8 blocks in this game, which I think on the surface is pretty freaking incredible. He almost had a triple-double with blocks, which he's done before.
It's not the first time. Not the first time this season, I believe.
So he can dominate in many ways.
Yeah.
But he also makes a lot of mistakes. So there were a few plays in the fourth quarter where Stevens and the Celtics were able to figure out ways to draw him into no man's land, where he had to basically try to cover 2 guys at the same time. And there was one that really stood out, which was Isaiah Thomas, who's a lefty, and I think everyone, if they're paying attention to the scouting report, should know he's a lefty. And as Hassan said, he knows that everyone else knows his scouting report, so we should know Isaiah's. Isaiah's going to drive left. Isaiah, even the other night after that amazing behind-the-head pass, he said, I need a right hand.
Right.
Just something I've been saying for a while that I was waiting for him to admit. So thank you for admitting that, Isaiah. But so Whiteside was covering, I think it might have been Solinger, who was on the left block. He was on the right block. Isaiah starts driving down the left side of the lane, and Whiteside just kind of stands in between the two of the guys and then watches Isaiah take a finger roll right over him. And it was a shot that he could have smothered Isaiah on, but he just couldn't make this decision because he was kind of thinking too hard at that moment. And they did a good job of putting him in the situations where it looked like he kind of had to make too tough of a decision, and he didn't really commit either way, and that's how they got those crucial baskets over him.
Well, on the basketball IQ point, I mean, one thing to keep in mind is he is 26 years old, which is not really young by NBA standards, but as we were talking about before, this is really his second full season as, a full-time contributor. Really came onto the scene big time last year. So, it's really still developing, and he certainly has a really good coach for that. Eric Spoelstra has proven his mettle as, one of the, he's definitely a top 10 coach in the NBA, even without LeBron. Whiteside still has a lot to learn, but you just watch his raw athletic ability, and it is incredible. He puts up performances. These last 4 games, he's averaging, crazy numbers, 4.5 blocks. He had obviously the 8 blocks tonight. With his 5th block tonight, he actually passed Alonzo Mourning for 2nd on the Heat's single-season block list, which is
still got a
pretty
lot
crazy.
of time to go. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of time to go.
Zoe is a great shot blocker.
Yeah,
defender.
I mean, he put up. And the stat was Alonzo had back-to-back seasons of 189 blocks in 96, 97, something around then. But yeah, it's certainly good company to be in.
Alonzo Mourning got paid a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Hassan Whiteside's about to be a free agent. Is he going to get paid a lot?
In today's NBA, absolutely. I mean, it's interesting to consider who's going to make more money, whether it's him or Dwight Howard, who we all think is going to opt out with the circus that is in Houston now. And, Howard probably makes more, as we said, probably on his name. And Howard's still a very good player, very good center, although Whiteside certainly has age on his side. Yeah, he's going to make a lot of money. It'll be interesting to see. The Heat are going to have money, and especially, you don't know with Chris Bosh's situation right now. I was reading, some things before the game, how if his career is over, that impacts the cap. Hopefully that's not the case because it's really tough. Yeah.
So, lastly here, we saw Marcus Smart attack. We saw Jay Crowder attack. But we got a good night out of Evan Turner in the first half. Mm-hmm. And he had 9 assists in this game, 14 points. He took a little bit of a backseat in the second half. But how big was that for the Celtics that when Thomas was struggling to score, that Turner really took over?
Well, absolutely. That's the thing about the Celtics team. They are deep. You can throw a number of guys that will come in here and really spark them. Turner had 9 points there in the second quarter, and he really, after that abysmal first quarter, he really, helped the spark, and he had that, highlight reel reverse dunk. It's really guys like that, engine guys that really sparked the team there, and that's what he did in that, then you get other guys starting to feed off him like Crowder, like Smart, like Bradley turned it on a little bit there at the end.
Well, that'll do it for us. So, for Gethin, I'm Jared. That's it for the show. We'll see you after the upcoming game against the Jazz Tuesday morning. This is the Garden Report, powered by Grandstand on CLNS Radio and Celtics Blog.
Well, it's only one person down there. You know he's down there, but that's what he does. He's had excellent games all year with him blocking shots and him being a factor down there. And I think that's one thing they funneled their defense to him. And he makes you make the other pass. You know, it was a tough night on a lot of us trying to finish at the rim, but we found late ways to score.
I mean, you got to move the ball around a few times, obviously, get him moving, and back cut. You know, you got to sneak up on a guy like that. But other than that, you know, we just played our type of basketball, try to execute the pace, and you know, just hit the open goal.
When he was in there, man, he blocked. Felt like he blocked everything. He was unbelievable. The one where he caught up to Jonas on the drive was an incredible block.